The movie Amélie gives us a whimsical picture of everyday Paris. In this work, light is not only a visual element, but also deeply involved in the narrative process. Throughout the film, there is an abundance of warm colors, golds, reds, and oranges, that permeate Amélie's living space, creating a warm, intimate, and slightly surreal atmosphere. At the same time, the film's use of soft lighting softens edges and lends the imagery a dreamlike quality. As the narrative progresses, the color, direction, and texture of the light subtly shift along with Amélie's emotions, further deepening the psychological portrayal of her character. In the following analysis, I will explore how the film constructs Amélie's fantasy world through lighting in several representative scenes. The first sequence is Amelie's childhood fantasy time at the beginning of the movie, and it's also the first place in the movie where the light appeared that caught my attention. It's a time of loneliness and rich inner imagination, and the image is softly lit and stylized, with warm amber tones dominating the frame, revealing a nostalgic, surreal atmosphere. There is only one key light in the scene, illuminating from the side front of the character, a directional localized lighting, placing the character in a psychological space cut off from reality. The image is dominated by soft light, using a large area of soft light, such as a softbox or diffuse reflective panel, to cover the scene, eliminating hard shadows and mimicking the soft texture of a children's picture book. In addition, the image is treated with an overall warm yellow and greenish coloration, and the unnatural colors and slight overexposure of the image presented through post-toning introduce the viewer to Amelie's fantasy world. This lighting is a typical visualization of inner space technique, which creates both atmosphere and character psychology. Next, I'm going to analyze the cafe character introduction clip, we're 10 minutes into the film. This clip introduces the other character and lighting plays an important role in character definition. Each character's position in the cafe is like a small stage, and the lighting reflects the role they play in Amelie's narrative shot, dramatic, exaggerated, and affectionate. In terms of lighting setup, the entire cafe space uses motivational light sources, chandeliers, spotlights under cabinets and so on, as the main light and ambient light to create a sense of real space. At the same time, modeling light was combined to highlight the facial structure and character traits of the characters. In this scene, Suzanne is standing at the counter, and the main light in the frame comes from a soft, diffused light on the left side, with the angle of diffusion controlled by a softbox or reflector to simulate natural light coming in through a window or door. Meanwhile, the even lighting of the background shelves suggests that there is floodlighting at the top to assist in the illumination and ensure that the colors are full. This lighting maintains the natural skin tone and texture of the character's face, while making the character stand out in the slightly darker surroundings and directing the viewer's attention. In the lighting of this scene, the waitress Gina approaches using a shallow depth of field in conjunction with a soft main light in the foreground, and the background light uses a softened light to avoid overexposing the highlights of the lampshade, making it possible to focus on the waitress in the foreground rather than the customers in the background. This type of lighting emphasizes the layers of characters and background, highlighting the characters. In this scene, the male writer Hippolito is drinking wine by the window in a backlit composition where the curtains filter the natural light into a large diffused background light coming in from behind the curtains. The curtain fabric has an excellent diffusion effect, creating a soft background light. The shadows fall on the faces of the figures, which are silhouetted, creating a hard-edged look, even though the light in the shot is predominantly soft. This may sound contradictory, but as you can see in the image, the shadows on the figure's face gradually harden as the camera moves. This is an interesting use of light that feels very natural and is easy to observe under everyday lighting conditions. In Amélie, lighting is more than visual style, it becomes language. It gives depth to loneliness, humor to ordinary lives, and magic to the mundane. By shaping how we see Amélie's world, the lighting guides us into her mind, and perhaps, makes us believe in a little magic too.